Alright, hi everyone, it's me, Brett. I'm doing something a little different and doing a quick review of a game I just played um, on KGS against oasam, who's a 6K. I took black, and I ended up losing the game by about 7 points. Um, I ended up in Byoyomi, and I think my end game probably gave it away. But it was a pretty close game the whole way through. So we got an orthodox, and he came from this side. It's amazing because I've kind of thought that this and this are the more normal responses, but no one seems to play them. So he goes to the outside, and I go for this pincer, and we play joseki. This, I guess, is either, according to Idago, supposed to go here or here. I'm not sure of the difference of all of them. And usually black puts in another move here, apparently. I thought that taking this side was bigger, but maybe it's pretty bad if he actually goes for the cut right away. I'm not sure. He doesn't go for the cut right away though, so he takes a little more space in the corner, which I thought was pretty small, which makes me think that answering was probably not a great idea either. But we do this, and I protect this cut because it looks like there's just too many cutting points, I think, to leave it. So he takes Sente and invades right away, which I think it's too early for this invasion. But he wins the game, so who knows? It just seems like there's a lot of big points left on the board that he doesn't need to do this yet. So I don't really answer right away. I just take the big point, and it helps. It puts a little more pressure on that white stone. And the game goes on like this. I thought that was a little strange, trying to split these, but it's like trying to split two live groups. But okay. I just jump out to help this group on the left a little bit, and if this stone gets separated from this group on the right, it could become weak. So he jumps too. Alright, so this is another point in the game that I wonder about the timing. This invasion is definitely possible. I mean, what else could have happened there? I could have just gone for this, like, trying to separate these, right away and get on this attack. Maybe that would have been better, now that I think about it. Because if he goes for this, I don't think he can actually keep it all connected. Well, maybe he can. Well, in any case, what else? What are the other options besides the corner invasion? Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe try and do something with this group on the right. It's got a pretty good base at this point though now, so I don't know. Anyway, so this happens. He plays the co-variation. He could play this, and it just ends up being basically a reduction to the corner, right? Because I can't save that stone, but it costs him some points. But instead we get the co. Oh, right, and he could have played this, but I don't think this is good here because my group on the outside is pretty strong, and it has friends to get to if it gets in trouble. And so we play ko just one time. He takes it right away, and I go to separate this group on the top as my ko threat, and he just takes the corner right away, so I follow through and protect that cut. And then he just tanukis it, and I thought here for a while about just separating this. But I don't know, it looked a little scary, honestly, like giving him stuff like that. It looked like my corner could really take some punishment, and letting him get the cut, well, that's not any good. So I ended up not playing that and just went down. I almost feel like I should ignore this move, or maybe answer on from this stone at K4, right? Because I don't know. Let's just play something. Like, what are his threats if I'm playing away? I mean, that's not that bad. Even if he plays this, oop, I guess I'd have to play away again, and he gets this move in. It's still not, I think, that awful. It's just a really small corner all of a sudden. Or if he, like, I don't know if this is really scary. It looks kind of scary, doesn't it? It's just like a big reduction. So maybe I should have just Tanuki'd this. Probably should have. But I answered, and he connected. So I guess I don't see what that really gained him though, right? Because I already have that stone at K3 unless he's going to try and attack it later. And I was still a little nervous about the corner, so I played that exchange. Okay, and then this is the other moment I really thought was interesting in this game. I come back to attack these. I probably should have been doing that all along. And I went with this knight's move because I thought, you know, if I can drive him into my strength here, that's good. This is how it played out, just so you guys can see. Maybe I should have gone for the Hane right away. But I always feel like you get into these sort of weird things, right? I mean, I guess that doesn't get him out that much, but gives him some eye shape and whatnot. So I didn't play the Hane. And he ends up coming over here. These moves I think were bad on my part too. This push. Probably better just to keep surrounding him, you know? I don't think this group on the inside is that weak yet, even if he starts trying to disconnect it. So I think this is probably not the right way to play. Yeah, because he ends up making an eye, and what happens is this top part of the group lives and it gets cut, and some of this dies down here. But what I wanted to look at was playing this cap instead. Right? And you could see something like this happening. Maybe here we can Hane. No, that looks pretty iffy to Hane. And he's having to push from behind through all this, and he's still not really getting anywhere. Meanwhile, I'm making this territory on the right bigger. And maybe this group can become weak-ish again, right? Like, if I get really a good thickness out here. I'm not that worried about these groups. I still feel like they're strong enough on their own to survive. Like, this group's too weak to really build an attack on these guys. So maybe this cap was a better option. Like, obviously he can't really go this way. That would be pretty bad. And what about like this attachment? I don't know, that looks pretty rough. Maybe I should have gone for that. I'm not, yeah, that looks like it's just killing those stones pretty easily. So maybe the knight's move wasn't the right move in this case. Yeah, well, that's all I really wanted to look at for this game. I mean, I'm sure I made some mistakes in this attack, but really, I'll show you where the game was pretty close to good for him. I mean, it was really tight, right? And I'm in Byoyomi, and he's got some time, so I'm making endgame mistakes, I'm sure. And eventually, he gets So that monkey jump probably should have been blocked off now instead of the other move. So he gets the monkey jump, which was pretty big. He gets some points down here, which is pretty big. And then he gets this cut. Yeah, so I probably should have protected that, but I reduce a lot on this right side for it, so I don't know if it was like that devastating, and I take this stone for it. But anyway, he ends up winning by, let's just go to the end. He ends up winning by 6.5 without Comey, so that's pretty much on the board. But I thought it was a good game. I didn't get as much on the right side, so maybe this dealing with this invasion I didn't handle very well by Tanukiing. And maybe this co-invasion was not the right, or this corner invasion wasn't the right timing. Anyway, that was the game. That was just a quick review. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you all again next time.